Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we have ourselves a very interesting update on the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. So guys, if you are an XRP holder, make sure you press that like button and let me know down below if you are still excited about the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. I know it takes a very long time, it has taken a very long time and it's still not finished, but I think the wait will be worth it. For any of these XRP holders out there, any of you, I think it'll all be worth it. Because remember, first is going to be the Ripple v SEC lawsuit that's going to be over, which will basically have XRP being a non-security, which will allow for a lot of exchanges to relist it again, under which Coinbase. And then after that, I think the XRP run is going to be related to or regarding the usage of the actual XRP currency at that point. Right now, however, we're just looking at these intermediary pieces. Again, the lawsuit is by far the most important factor to the XRP/Ripple price. So yeah, I think it's rather important, even though we don't have anything too crucial yet. And if I'm not mistaken, the big crucial pieces are going to come out in a couple of days, I believe April 8th or so. Having said that, here's our first piece. Ripple responds to the SEC's motion regarding the redactions and relies on the SEC's representations and the court's review to determine whether the redacted portions expressly reflect the author's own thinking or reflect deliberations or communications among SEC staff during the meeting. Essentially, because only the court and the SEC have seen these unredacted documents, Ripple must defer to the court to decide whether the redacted portions are in fact protected by the DPP. For clarification, this response is from all defendants, not just Ripple. And now the reason that this specific legal thing is rather difficult to express or to give our opinions about is because Ripple is basically coming back and saying, hey, SEC/court, we are relying on you guys to kind of figure this one out. As again, there's a lot of documents here which have been kind of kept in the background, which the public cannot see. It says right here as well, essentially because only the court and the SEC have seen these unredacted documents, Ripple must look and kind of give their hands or whatever to the court, because they are saying right now, Ripple, that the court's review, it's right now up to them, and the SEC's representations to determine whether the redacted portions, so the things that are kept from Ripple or kept from the public most importantly, expressly reflect the author's own thinking or reflect deliberations or communications among SEC staff during the meeting. Again, we cannot know. And then Rob XRP is asking, thank you, Philin. So we are relying on the judge in this current situation. When do you think the judge will answer back in regards to her analysis of these specific documents? And then James Philin said, I wish I knew. We are waiting for decisions on the motion for reconsideration, the motion to strike the supplemental expert report, the motion to compel turnover of estimate notes, and now the redactions. So we're waiting for quite a couple of different things in the lawsuit. Interesting. There was a little comment right here. Thanks, James. Are all these Judge Netburns to decide or Judge Torres involved too? And James Philin replies saying, the SEC is arguing that the motion to strike the supplemental expert report is for Judge Torres to decide. But it was actually addressed by another judge, Judge Matt Netburn. Everything right now technically is before Magistrate Judge Netburn. Alright, so that was our first piece of update or so for the day. We have ourselves another one, and in the midst, James Philin said, SEC Yellen will be testifying before House Financial Services Committee on Wednesday and giving a speech on digital assets on Thursday. At the end of the day, guys, even though I'm not posting that many times about the Ripple v SEC lawsuit anymore, it's mostly because I don't want to bore you with all these intermediary parts, right? Right now, for example, we got ourselves two things. And since I kind of had a spot for right now on the channel, I thought it wouldn't be too bad if I made a video about it right now. I thought, hey, let's do a little quick update on everything that's going on. We're going to quickly cover as well what we think we are waiting for, even though we just covered all these specific parts that we are waiting for in that little comment that James Philin already made. We're just waiting for a lot of different things. Now, this is the second part that came out a little bit later today, about an hour ago. And now it was like, you know what? There's two updates. I can't wait any longer. Let's quickly cover this. Magistrate Judge Netburn has ordered the SEC to submit its proposed redactions to the court for in-camera review no later than April 8th. Interestingly, there's one specific comment at the bottom right here which reads, "So she hasn't seen the redacted notes yet." Oh man, I've really had enough of this. Let's quickly see. So the court has reviewed the SEC's letter requesting leave to redact portions of 4 sets of handwritten notes by SEC staff. The SEC is ordered to submit its proposed redactions for in-camera review by April 8th. So the reason I kind of was a little bit confused was because the date at the bottom here said date March 14th, but I'm assuming that what changed right now is that she first, or like the 14th, for example, is when this debacle started, and then right now on the 5th of April is when she basically gives her decision on that matter. As here over at the top, it says date filed the 5th of April. And again, that's just my assumption, though, as I'm not a lawyer or I'm not giving you legal advice or anything like that. So once more, a small little conclusion is somebody asking, is this good? Not really. She wants to see what they want to redact, and then she will conclude if it is okay to do it or not, which kind of got me confused because I expected her to already have gotten it or so, because I'm not exactly sure what the previous Ripple letter with them before, if she hasn't even seen them yet. Then again, I am also getting kind of confused with all the dates in a row here, guys, as these are taken. It's been taking so long that I'm starting to kind of put things out of order nowadays. If you guys remember correctly, about a year ago, we've been covering it for half a year, but I was on it every single day because there were like, not so much depositions, but like these hearings every week, and we were just excited every single day to cover the next big piece in lawsuit. But right now, it's like, well, we're just waiting for the next big phase, and there's all these intermediary things of documents and discussions, but generally speaking, it takes a couple of weeks for the next thing to come out. And so in the midst of these things, I kind of forget a little bit what has been provided or what has been approved and whatnot on the smaller scale. Of course, the bigger scale we do understand, and we'll definitely talk about more whenever there's something very important going on. But again, remember guys, I'm covering everything that I think is very important for you to understand or know. And as of this point, these are just 2 updates that are out there that are not necessarily important. What is important though is that April 8th, it's a big deadline. And I guess most importantly to understand is that everything is gonna coming in but slowly, and the major decisions have not yet been made. The major decisions are mostly regarding, was the William Hinman speech an opinion, and everything surrounding that, basically everything surrounding the notes that lawyers took. For example, the specific Hinman emails is still a little bit of a point of discussion. The fact that Ripple has still not gotten any information from the SEC regarding whether or not XRP is a security or not in their own analysis, and whether or not whatever they thought themselves matters. Those are the points which we're kind of fighting and facing right now. We still have yet to face major decisions on those, and so I'll cover it when we get a major update in that regard, but right now is not that day just quite yet. Having said that, I of course have also been gathering data just from over on Twitter, and there's a lot of fun things. For example, John Deeden here says the SEC's conduct and consistency lack of clarity in its attempt to pick winners and losers within the crypto space should bar it from having jurisdiction over crypto assets moving forward. As Brian Quinten said, haha, someone is starting to lose control of the narrative when they publicly call for coordination, which is kind of funny. We also have Stuart Alroty over Ripple. So let me get this straight. Chair Gensler isn't a lawyer, but he once visited a law library? Question mark, kind of. And then we have the Ripple v SEC saga episode of McContent's program, the Blockchain Live feed, John Deeden. It's just something you might want to check it out. What do you think of it? Share your thoughts. Just a little video clip. Not exactly sure why I pressed a like on this anymore. And yeah, I gotta give a quick little word to Nicola here, who just says, man, I just want this stuff to be over. I don't mind losing my money at this point just to stop looking at this news every single day. Yeah, no. I kind of agree in the sense that I just want it to be over. But there's 2 other parts. One is this pleasure in tranquility. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, but basically I feel this sort of pleasure in just knowing that I can buy something cheap, which I'm almost guaranteed to make money on in a little while. Kind of gives me some satisfaction. It does. And the second part is, no, I really care about the outcome because first of all, I've been waiting for too long. Second of all, we've been laughed at for too long. And third of all, I just think that's how the world works. It's fair. So I don't really accept that same outcome. But indeed, I am pretty excited for it to just be over with, and I cannot wait for it all. Yeah, it's crazy. Alright guys, but that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.